from the days when we had to make the waist stretch. Now it's Vacherons and all the Marpé sets. You wanna get money with me? Say less. Say less. Say less. You wanna get money with me? Say less.
You never looked more Dominican, Rosie.
Why is it the
I think
hair?
it's the background, yo. You look like you're on the.
I feel like I should do this whole show in sap.
You ever watch NBC at like 1 a.m. when it's real late and they only speak in Spanish?
No. No. Why would I do that?
Nah, you don't watch like NBC after
So now
Saturday Night
I'm on Univision now.
I mean, they got like shows. I didn't know what I'm talking about. You watch Saturday Night Live?
Why are you looking for more Spanish people?
Yeah, why are you looking for more Latino people? What's going on?
Well, we got to crowdsource some one way or another. So
Did you ask me if I watched
you
it?
ever watch Saturday Night Live like afterward and after SNL's over, they show like local TV.
Yeah.
And it's always like El canto mi janto. It's like
That's not a bad impression. I'm not gonna lie.
That's not a word. That's not a word.
No, I mean, I don't know what you just said, but that was pretty.
Was that right? That was.
Alrighty.
Phrase. Anyway,
What's poppin', people? Welcome back to another episode of Say Less, which is what Kaz needs to be doing right now. Say Less with Kaz.
Yo.
Low key.
What's up?
And Rosie.
What's up, Rosie?
What's going on?
This room is way too sexy for us.
Who let us in here?
I don't know.
They need a doorman with a dress code.
It definitely, this room definitely feels like we had to talk to an uptight guy in a black t-shirt to get in.
Is that him?
Is that not just a buff uptight guy in a black t-shirt?
Hermes really.
Not saying this guy isn't buff, but nah. I mean, it's a very sexy studio shot.
No, they definitely checked IDs downstairs.
For sure. I feel like I'm in a Revlon commercial.
This is not. We can't come back
Like
here.
maybe it's Maybelline. Like, very, very sexy, but
It feels like we're not gonna laugh a lot.
nah. That's the thing. That's what I was saying. I was like, yo, we
makes me like,
gotta like fix it up a little bit. It's like, how do we do that? I was like, I don't know. We gotta.
Really
Shit,
boring.
like even look at this. What is this in front of us?
Act like you've been here before.
This is not a. This,
Niggas
no,
never been in a room that
I've not been here before.
I've not me either.
They have decor and
Yeah.
like furniture. Like you
I
niggas,
don't know.
you want to sell like that every day.
I'm uncomfortable.
Good job.
That's why I can't. I feel like I'm a dirty something.
Right? Like, damn.
It's normal.
Can't touch anything.
I love the color scheme though. But anyway, shout out to everybody over here at WTF Midtown Studios. We up here for today. Crazy weekend. Went to Los Angeles for a couple days and did some wrestling commentary, which is super fun. Shout out to
Oh yeah, I saw that.
everybody down there. Renee Paquette, Sakiban, being LA. Sweetie came out and waved to people and
Okay.
was out. Lots of interesting stuff. Some sports happened. NBA Finals are set also. Man, so I think by the time this drops, Game 1 will kick off.
Who you got?
Between the Dallas Mavericks, Boston Celtics. And I didn't realize how much this is an interesting ass finals until like I really sat with it and just looked at who's playing for who. On one side, you got Kyrie Irving, who's made like a complete sort of turnaround in his public perception, and people like him again.
Right.
And now he's going right back to the one place that everybody still hates his guts, which is Boston, which is to be interesting. And you got Porzingis, who played for Dallas and said, I pretty much quit on them because I didn't like being there, whatever. Ends up with the Boston Celtics. Luka on one side, Tatum on one side. Finals going to be really exciting. Can't wait for it.
What do you got?
Who do I got? My head says the Boston Celtics, but I really want Kyrie Irving to like bust their ass.
Yeah.
Like, I really want them to bust their ass because it's gonna be an uncomfortable. Like I just want uncomfortable moments in the
Who
post game.
else- Who's gonna him and Luca? Who else is gonna help?
What you need? Those are
Pretty
two A+
Players.
superstars,
Yeah.
right? Like if there's any other, I mean, granted, the Boston Celtics are probably the only other team out there that has like two A+ guys at the
Yeah.
same time with Tatum and Brown. But we've seen what Luka and Kyrie's done in these playoffs. Like Luka is, I mean, this is what he's been supposed to be, right? Like he came into the league with a lot of hype, dogging, breaking records, putting up Jordan-like numbers, and now he's finally in the finals. And he's in there with Kyrie Irving, who's been there before, won one before with another guy who is a generational talent. Like he knows exactly what it takes. But then he got the Boston Celtics. He's got all this history.
Yeah.
They got Tatum. They got Brown, guys who, have been favored all year long. But I think just before we even get to like picking the finals and breaking that down, it was two really easy series. So unfortunately for us, we had like a lot of time with no sports for a couple of days. Well, not no sports. We had a lot of time with no playoffs for a couple of days. And in between that time, there's been some wild discourse just everywhere, right? And I think a lot of that stems from the WNBA.
Oh yeah.
The WNBA, which has probably grown more in popularity in the past year and a half, 2 years than its past 20-something, 30-something years combined. It's extremely interesting now because it's more than one thing, right? Obviously, you got the whole Caitlyn Clark thing, right? Comes in from college, absolutely dogs there, breaks records, comes in number one pick, tons of endorsements, money, all these things. But in addition to her star power and the other star powers of the Angel Reese, Cameron Brinks, all of these like superstar college players that people have followed for the past 4 years and now in the WNBA, we've had to hear people who aren't really used to talking about the WNBA try and talk about it in a way. And I feel like everybody's like hit the third rail at least once, right? Like everybody is sort of like fucked up. On one side, you got the very surface level of the WNBA, right? Where, you know, if I'm on my social media, you got Cameron Brink, this tall, blonde, Stanford number 2 overall pick who like dresses like a model, looks like a model. Stephen Curry is his god, siblings and stuff like that. Lands in the perfect city, Los Angeles, and the star power is through the roof. Angel Reese, Bayou Barbie, national champion. I mean, culturally, everybody in hip hop, everybody in black culture, it seems like, fucking embraces Angel Reese as, you know, our girl. Doesn't hurt that she comes from LSU, same university that's brought out Shaquille O'Neal, Odell Beckham Jr., Joe Burrow. Just a super powerhouse, especially in the past several years when it comes to college. But the Caitlyn Clark thing has made everything just so uncomfortable for everybody for some reason. And I don't know when it started. I don't know what it was, but the only thing I can compare it to is like, you know, when you're not expecting company and you got to pretend your house is clean. You got to like, shit, we got to clean the house up before, you know what I mean? People got to the WNBA, a bunch of new fans, new eyes, new people, and the WNBA itself probably didn't realize that there was some cleaning up to do, right? And also, the guests, and mind you, the same example I'm using, let's pretend that the guests that you know are coming over ain't the most well home-trained people already, right? Like, you already kind of heard these same people, when it comes to guy sports, talking about just every day, just ridiculous discourse when it comes to the way people act, the way people dress, just watching just take shows and media and just the way everything is almost about everything else except the sport, right? There's something about that focus being on women's sports that I think really opened everybody's eyes recently, where it was like, oh, wow, like we really got a problem here with how we talk about not just people, but like sports in general. And the Caitlyn Clark thing is difficult because she's a white girl who went to Iowa, who, you know what I mean, like has a ton of attention. And she's coming into a predominantly black league, which, I mean, I hate to say it, like from the outside looking in, like there's sometimes I'll watch the way Caitlyn Clark is covered, and it's like, I saw this on Twitter. It's like, yo, they treat Caitlyn Clark like she's Jackie Robinson, bro. Like, it's like she's getting this discourse about not just how she's playing, but like everything else that surrounds her. You know what I mean? And now that spills onto the court where people are probably being a little too hard, and there's WNBA people saying, well, this is fine because the league is tough and welcome to the big leagues, kid. And they're like, that's just how it's going to be. And then there's other moments where people are like, this one's kind of the golden goose, and we understand like sport's a sport, but you mean to tell me like if freaking Tom Brady is the way NFL players are quarterbacks are protected, or the way NBA players, superstars aren't protected, you mean to tell me if Wemby is coming to the league and everybody's just beating the hell out of him, they wouldn't eventually figure out that, hey, we gotta, figure out a way how to officiate this person a little differently. And of course, it's two different situations. All these leagues are a little bit more established. Caitlyn Clark comes in with a lot of financial incentives for the league to succeed. I don't know. It's just been such a weird thing that I've seen everybody sort of fall into. And I think today kind of culminated. Well, Monday kind of culminated with our good friend Monica McNutt, friend of the show, getting into it with Stephen A. Smith. Did y'all see this morning?
I saw that.
Rosie, what did you think of that back and forth?
I support Monica.
I think we all did, right?
I'm on her side.
Yeah.
I like how she stood her ground too.
Yeah, and like,
Because he was trying to like press her.
They both did, right? Like it kind of.
Oh yeah, because what's his name?
Shannon Sharp also, right? Like it kind of felt like they were both saying, Shannon Sharp said something along the lines of like, stop trying to make it about nuance, be yes or no. And Monica was like, stood her ground and going back and forth. And I think the button on it was, I guess, Stephen A. saying something along the lines of like, name somebody who was put more for women's sports or platform than First Take or whatever.
Yeah.
And Monica just matter-of-factly says, yo, respectfully, Stephen A., you could have done this 3 years ago.
Right.
And Stephen A.'s face is just stuck on stupid, like, Well, what do you think? You watched this? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I watched it. I don't really take it to. I don't think it's that serious. You have a player like, Caitlyn and players like Angel Reese that are bringing more eyes to the sport, that are bringing more eyes to the games, putting more money in the pockets of the WNBA, and it's just like she's a rookie. Caitlyn's a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get tossed around.
Yeah.
You're gonna get elbowed. You're gonna get chin checked. It unfortunately, because of all eyes on you, you're trying to prove that she's not that one.
Right.
So every time you play her or every time you go up against her, you're gonna go hard. You're gonna push her to the ground. You're gonna do those things. So it's like the big fuss about, we gotta take it easy. We got to make sure we officiate her right. It's like, bro, like that's why they came to see her play hard. They came to see somebody match up with her. That's what they came to see.
Right. And I think late last year, I think Diana Taurasi, who's still in the WNBA cooking, legend, the greatest of all time, like when there was Caitlyn Clark mania, her and Sue Bird were the first people to be like, I don't think she's gonna just walk into the WNBA and just like dominate like that. And everybody got on Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird for saying that.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing like, it's
no shit.
Kind of true.
Like no shit. Like this ain't Iowa.
I mean, this is
I'm saying, like, bro, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like my nigga, like, yo.
Yeah.
Wait, so do you guys as a group?
Definitely not your nigga.
Do you guys as individuals? Right?
I mean, like,
do y'all agree with the fraternizing?
I agree with the what?
Fraternizing, like the WNBA, kind of almost not scolding her,
man.
but welcoming her in.
I'll say this, yo. Honestly, as wild and as ugly as like the discourse feels right now, I still think this is ultimately good for the WNBA. Right? Like
there's nothing bad about having these conversations every damn day.
Yeah, like
it's getting old though, but it's just like people are looking inside like, what the fuck is this fuss about? Like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, like it's
in a good way.
In a good way, but I would also say like it's good for the WNBA in my opinion because like I ain't gonna lie, man, like y'all got some crazy shit happening in that league, right? Like first off, you got I think their name is Dejanay Patterson from the Connecticut Sun, star player, dating like one of her exes was on the other team, and like there was like a moment where like her ex like grabbed her and like everybody, it was like a weird, like sexual sort of tension that was happening between the two. And then there was another game where like, you know, all right, so then there's that, right? And then there's the mic'd up moments where like, you know, Skylar Diggins is talking to someone and she's like, oh, how old are you? And she's like 30. He's like, oh, 30. And then she's like, oh, that ain't old. Then Skylar Diggins responds, well, my pussy's old.
Right.
What?
Mic'd up moments.
So they're doing the same shit the niggas in
On top of that,
talking shit.
no. I think they're way more entertaining than the men right
But
now.
they talking shit. That's good. Like, I like to hear them mic'd up. I forgot who it was, but somebody said something to somebody, and she was like, "Shut up, bitch."
Yeah, like, yo, you got people on my timeline like cursing out Cameron Brink for not hitting parlays and stuff. Like, we have truly,
that happens in every sport.
We have truly, that's what I'm saying. Like, we've truly come a long way. And I think, you know, ultimately all of this stuff, good, like, unfortunately, like the growth of any sport or the popularity of anything is always going to come with casualties, right? Mm-hmm. And I think right now, like, as the WNBA is going to continue to explode in popularity because of, you know, the new faces, because of, you know, just the quality of basketball and all that type of stuff. Yeah, we're going to have some bumps and bruises along the way. We're just like figuring out how to really like talk about this, talk about the league, and stop talking about it like it's a charity case, and talk about it like it's an actual sport and competition, just like you talk about the sport and competition between other people. On one side, I can get where women could say, hey, cover us like a sport like you do with any other sport. Mm-hmm. But then on the other side, you're like, you sure you want them to be covered like the guys are covered on any other sport? Because I think we're really exposing just how like wild sports media has been. How much a sports talk has been dominated about stuff that has nothing to do with the X's and O's and what's going on the court.
Are you doing the same?
Of course. But I'm a fan of professional wrestling. I'm a fan of sports entertainment. I get everything about the outside of what's on the court and on the field. There's some people are purists. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have they done to the game I love and blah, 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 blah. But I completely understand and appreciate what it takes to make a sport grow. And as much as watching athletes do their thing, we're Americans. We love drama. We love story. Mm-hmm. We love beef. Mm-hmm. We love super teams and we love all of that stuff. Anything that can get us interested or getting into the psyche of these athletes is what we like. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck. And this is somebody who has followed the WNBA for a long time.
Yeah.
I talk about Maya Moore fanatic. Been to dozens of Liberty games. This was the first Liberty game. Like, have seen the ups and downs of the league and all that type of stuff. The people didn't care as much because they didn't have anything to emotionally invest in. And right now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your history of sports knowledge, race has always been the easiest thing for people to get emotionally invested in, even if it's not on purpose, right? Pat McAfee could get on his show and call Caitlyn Clark this white bitch, the reason why everybody, crazy, you know what I mean, wasn't seeing it. And me, as a fan of sports and entertainment, can see the context of what he means by it saying, no, it ain't about that. Listen, no, let me finish. Let me finish. I can see the entertainment context of him saying, talking that way. But I can also see the other context of people saying, like, why are you calling this lady a white bitch? Like, why are you? There's just on the outside looking in, the fact that you even use the adjective white is immediately going to wake people up. So I'm like, okay, so we're acknowledging the elephant in the room that race plays a big part in this person's popularity.
No.
You don't agree?
You don't agree?
I'm just saying that alone. What? Him saying that. And we're going to gloss over the fact that it's Pat McAfee and that's how he talks and this, that, and that. There's no excuse for just labeling her like that.
Oh, I don't think anybody was like, was happy he said that. Like,
it shouldn't be accepted.
If you didn't see it, I hope you weren't like, I hope I wasn't giving off the impression that like, oh yeah, that's how Pat. I'm saying the way I seen it, just as far as like, you know, the way his style of doing his show, I could understand the context of what he said. He wasn't calling that person a white bitch, but I could also see from the other eyes, once you use the adjective white,
So why even say it? Why even say it?
man's trying to be entertaining, which I get.
This white girl. Okay, cool. All right. This white bitch. Like, come on, bro. Like, what? Like,
Even if you said,
It's kind of funny.
in a weird way,
it's not. No, it's not.
in a
Nah,
weird way,
I'm
Mo,
not. I ain't.
in a weird way, Rosie, I almost feel like
funny.
the way he was explaining it, if he would have said the reason why everyone is here is for this white girl, that would have been more offensive, I think,
Yeah.
right?
So white bitch is acceptable.
Because white bitch gives the
Man, get the
context
fuck
that
out.
they're joking around.
Nah, yeah,
right?
nah, I'm not.
White bitch gives the context is like, clearly he's not calling this lady a bitch.
Clearly
But he's
he
trying to
is.
call her like, you know, like a combination of that bitch, whatever. But if he says the reason why everybody's watching this show, watching WNBA is because of this white girl, then you get into real hot water because it's like, oh.
Nah.
I see what
I'm
you're
sorry.
saying.
You see? Do you see what I'm saying though? Right? Like white bitch almost gives you like the out of being like, guys, I'm just fucking around. All right.
joking.
White girl makes, this man is serious.
Oh, he really thinks that that's why people are watching.
It's really about that. Yeah.
Now, if he said that about Angel, if he said about this black bitch, then
Well, if he
what?
was black, then
Right,
maybe.
right,
Well, first,
right,
of all,
right.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I said white girl or white whatever is more of the thing because you're making race the topic, right? You just could have said because if McAfee would have said this bitch and was referring to Caitlyn Clark, probably doesn't even fucking make a ripple as it does today. This white bitch, or even if he's mentioning Angel Reese, yo, that's a bad bitch. We're watching because of this a bad bitch.
No.
We're watching because of this black bitch.
Enough of a bitch, please.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, like, nah, I'm sorry.
I don't think any of it is acceptable.
Context explaining all that. That's it's just no.
If you're gonna say, I need a rebuttal.
No, I'm just saying it's just not fucking right.
Right.
I don't need to go 30 minutes like Stephen A. Smith and tell you it ain't
you
fucking
why.
right.
Why it's not
I
right?
think he-
It's
I
just
think he
not
knows-
fucking right. Like there's no other thing to it.
I think he knows it wasn't right. He apologized later in the day, but I'm just saying the way.
Oh, you did apologize.
Yeah, he apologized. I think he apologized on social media afterwards. But I mean, I'm saying all that to say race is the one thing that gets everybody's attention when it comes to sports for some reason. And the visual is there, man. Like Caitlyn Clark looks like a plain Jane white lady. And to the naked eye, she's like, oh, I could see why people are like, oh my God, they're bullying this poor girl or whatever. And on the other eye, I could say, well, she also talks a lot of shit, and this is also a competitive sport, and like, yeah, like
Right,
it's
okay.
a physical game. Like this
Right.
shit's gonna
Right.
happen.
Right.
So like, race has always been the thing that has gotten people to be like perk up their ears and pay attention a little more, and we're gonna have casualties along the way. But I think overall, this is what's going to make the WNBA more popular and get people more invested.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, there's going to be another Caitlyn Clark that comes in a couple of, like, you got Paige Beckers, you got Juju Watkins, like, and the way the college season is set up, you know them in college, they get like a month break, and then bam, they're in the draft, and bam, the season starts. So it's like that cycle is going to make for more of these sort of stories to start breaking up. So we gotta, I don't know, man. Folks gotta figure out how to like talk about this without
calling people bitches.
Yeah.
without
One.
or without like, you know, fumbling the bag, I guess. Like, cause I feel like that's gonna happen to a lot of people until it gets figured out. But we're Team Monica on this side.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? She showed the world on the first take why she's one of the stars of sports media right now, man.
Yeah.
She'll stand on business and don't care what it's about, man. So shout out to our good friend Monica McNutt.
Yeah, they try to jump her, man. They try to jump her.
They
We
tried
got
to
your
bully her.
back.
And she's not going for that. Monica's not going for that. And Stephen A., you know, he got a loud voice, and you know, Shannon's personality is very, very loud and boisterous. So she's like, yo, bro, y'all not.
Yeah, when he jumped in, I was like, this ain't even got nothing to do with you.
Y'all ain't about to do this to me. Like, not.
But here's the thing, though. You can't JJ Redick my girl, bro. Don't JJ Redick her. Don't Tim Legler her.
She ain't going
Don't
for that.
Jalen Rose her. Like, yo, if Monica is doing less episodes of First Take from this day going forward, y'all gonna look crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all gonna
I
look
don't think
crazy.
that. I don't think that.
But
Well,
we've seen
I
that
hope-
happen
I-
before.
no, we
We've
have.
seen Stephen A. get stuck on stupid for a hot second.
Yeah.
and we'll see that person have less and less
Less and
appearances on the show.
This is definitely be the bookmark if that does
happen.
transpire. I hope, and I have good faith in Steven and
I think he's smart enough to know it was good TV.
Great TV.
Yeah.
At the risk of him looking crazy, it was great TV at the end of the day. So you can't don't play our girl like that. Make sure she's still making her appearances. I mean, we got the Olympics coming up. We got the whole WNBA season.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe y'all are gonna try and cover this sport without her.
Yeah.
Just because
I doubt it.
she's testing your jaw.
Yeah, like just because she hit you with real
quick.
You know what I mean? Like, so
You gotta eat that
it
one.
is what it is. She gotta hold that. He gotta hold that. I
Yeah,
guess.
he gotta hold that. He gotta.
Outside of sports, did you guys know that Summer Jam was this weekend?
Summer Jam was this weekend, and I wouldn't have known
I
it was
did
until
not
Lo
know.
tweeted, "Did you know Summer Jam was this weekend?"
How did you figure that, by the way?
I didn't know.
I saw something on the Hot 97 account about they have how they have the festival stage or whatever cases. Yeah, they have stuff like during the
Festival stage.
Yeah. So I saw them tweet the times for the festival stage, and I'm like, is it today? This is Saturday when I saw it. I'm like, is it today? So I looked it up. It was June 2nd.
Is it a problem that you just kind of realized the day before that it was Summer Jam?
I knew Summer Jam was coming up.
Yeah.
I
it
didn't see
wasn't
as
on
much.
my radar of when exactly it was, but I knew it was this month because it's always in June.
But usually they push it more. I had no
I
idea.
mean, I guess like I don't know. I just wasn't.
Show you see how we're scrambling to talk about what I thought was like the hip hop Super Bowl like a decade ago.
Oh yeah.
Like that is not a good sign,
Is that a hip hop problem or is that a hot?
No, that's a us because like
it's a
we're
little bit of
not.
both.
We're disconnected from some of these new artists, right? Like I know I am. But then even when Red and Meth performed, he
I
was
don't
like,
think it's an us thing, to be honest. I think it's I honestly, I think it speaks to a hip hop problem in general. You mean to tell me the flagship hip hop?
I mean, it's sold out.
In the
it was
city
sold out
in an arena. It used to sell out.
That's still.
It used to sell out MetLife Stadium.
Yeah,
It used to sell out MetLife Stadium and tailgate. Like it used to be a much more attended thing.
Do you think is the headliners?
I just
Or the
it
lineup?
could've been
Doja Cat
It could have been the lineup. I mean, Summer Jam is hardcore rap, hip hop, and a little bit of R&B. But if I'm a betting man, a lot of people probably saw the lineup and looked at Doja Cat. Like I don't want to go to Summer Jam and see Doja
What
Cat.
you mean?
I'm saying Doja Cat's a
one
huge
of
I'm
those
not. I'm saying in the spectrum of where
Right.
you're seeing her, not going to one of her shows, and like I'm sure she's going to sell out all her shows, but Summer Jam and Doja Cat really don't. It's like water and oil. That kind of doesn't really mesh well.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But
You
here's
see
the
what I'm
thing.
saying? Like it's no gripe. It's no gripe on Doja, and it's no gripe on Summer Jam. It's just that mixture that doesn't represent what
I
it's
don't think
been.
it has. I don't think it has anything to do with being able to put together a Summer Jam worthy card.
And Roots Picnic was this weekend as well.
Roots Picnic was this week also.
would've went there.
There was another concert this week also, that like another festival yesterday or Sunday. It was 2 nights of Roots Picnic. It was Summer Jam yesterday.
What festival?
Gosh.
Megan and Glorilla are on tour, so they're pulled
forgot.
away from that.
But man, it's honestly a little scary, to be honest, bro. Like you hear a lot of rumors about like the health of Hot 97, like, and
health?
yeah, like
Well,
I
radio in
don't think
itself.
it's like radio in general is not doing that well, and MS is
Yeah, that's not a.
not doing that well, and Hot 97. I mean,
I don't think it's a Hot 97 thing. I think it's just a terrestrial radio thing.
where's the Hot 97 studio right now, Lo?
They moved somewhere.
Yeah,
There is no studio, bro.
Yeah,
No, they
'cause,
moved.
you know,
They moved.
They have a studio.
Yeah,
Where they
have to.
record at?
I forgot where exactly it is, but they moved.
So why is everybody
April
doing the
told
show?
me.
I feel like every Hot 97 clip I see is them like remote, like in their house.
Yeah, but they moved. And Ebro told me they moved.
All right, but where did they record? When's the last time you see them like in the studio?
I don't
Together.
fucking know where, but
I don't know, honestly.
he told me. He was like, we moved.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen it.
They are home.
Yeah.
So it might be.
Well, look, radio
building.
stations are now just turning into general media platforms, right?
Yeah.
But Lo, I have a question for you. Okay, if Doja Cat you feel like is not a fitting face for Hot 97, a hip hop platform, who do you feel like should have been the actual headliner for this?
It's a good question.
Could have been Megan. Could have been Glow. Could have been Cardi. Could
You
have
think
been.
any of those people?
They've done Cardi.
move more
I don't know
than
if
Yeah, they
Doja
did.
Cat?
Huh?
I don't think Meg or Glow move more tickets than Doja Cat. And I think Cardi might.
I agree.
Well, Cardi was last year, right? I
Cardi
feel like
was
she
last year.
headlined last
Yeah.
year. But that's
Just
what
what
I'm
tickets
saying.
at Summer Jam or tickets in general?
One, I think
A
in general.
Summer Jam worthy headliner, like a person that makes you go, "Oh, I'm gonna go out and see that."
Given the climate right now, probably Future Metro. That could have been a good one.
I don't think Future or Metro would have done hot. Summer
See,
Jam.
like yo, like we shouldn't be doing this for Summer Jam. Like we shouldn't be sitting here just
Thinking about it.
Like
That's what I'm saying.
it
Doja
used
Cat
to
is
be an
like-
easy, yo, bro. And all right, uncorner. We starting to uncorner right now. All right,
Oh,
yo, back in my day, we could have. I could have.
There were more options.
There was Summer Jam release like events. Like you could like back in the day you could like game plan who was gonna be a Summer Jam headliner.
Remember how they
who was
used to
gonna
do
be
the
on this one.
announcements?
Yeah,
It was
like
like a thing.
It used to be a thing. Now it's like Summer Jam. Summer Jam should never feel like another radio concert. Like every market in the country does like radio concerts. They do their versions of Summer Jam. Atlanta does Birthday Bash.
Yeah.
I forgot what Chicago calls theirs, but I'm pretty sure they all have their Summer Jam that they do like in specific arenas.
Yeah.
What made New York different is Hot 97 would be at MetLife Stadium, and it would be 70,000 people in there, as opposed to the, I guess, 12,000 or 10,000 that UBS fills in. And I personally think it has something like it's all connected, like just the health of hip hop on a financial level is fucked up right now, right? Like just down to and it affects the radio stations. I think it affects, the big shows. It affects who they can get for a show like that. Like the real headlining Summer Jam type artists are doing stadiums by themselves. They're doing arenas by themselves. They don't feel like they need to come and do a show like
Right.
Summer Jam to push whatever they have out, because they can put whatever they have out, whatever they feel like it. It's not like they need, Summer Jam's coming, all eyes are gonna be on me. I gotta drop Death of Autotune to get ready for Blueprint 3, because that's a big moment, right? Like, when's the last time anybody did their rollout around Summer Jam?
By the way, this is 30 years of Summer Jam.
30 years.
This was the 30th
30th
anniversary.
anniversary?
This was their anniversary?
So
They didn't promote it. They didn't promote it. They didn't promote it like that.
I blame.
I didn't-
I blame
I
the
didn't.
promo portion of it more so than the talent, because Doja Cat is one of the hottest hip hop, not even feel hip hop artists.
Right. And it's a radio show. So if I'm listening to the radio a lot,
Yeah.
Sexy Red's gonna be
Sexy
on.
Red's there too. Yeah.
Gunna's gonna be on. Offset's
wasn't
gonna
there.
be there. Huh? Gunna was there.
Gunna was there?
Gunna was there. Yeah. Gunna was there. Lots of Doja Cat. I'm sure I'm missing 3 or 4
Friends,
people.
DeVito,
they did-
Lola, Cash Cobain.
DeVito.
They had the tribute to Mr. C.
Yeah.
So they had Kiss,
R.I.P.
Method Man, Redman.
Speaking
Big
of
Daddy
Method Man and
Kane.
Redman, Meth got on Instagram the day after Summer Jam, said, love Hot 97, love Pete, love everybody, but this is going to be his last time doing it because the generational gap is too wide. I think
That's true.
Meth speaks from a privileged position because Meth's career doesn't necessarily rely solely on music anymore. So
Yeah.
he could probably speak from a position of being like, wow. Like he could look at the crowd honestly and like honestly assess who's really here to come and fucking rap to Cal lyrics or old Wu-Tang songs. And
That's the Summer Jam that I know. That's the Summer Jam that I remember.
we back on Uncorner? Back to Uncorner.
I mean, it's not that. It's just it's a reality.
I'm embracing the Uncorner, by the way.
But it's a
Like,
reality.
this is our joint.
It's just a reality. Like half of that lineup, it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't want to go see them perform. And nowadays, these new artists suck at performing to begin with.
Doesn't that speak to the overall health of hip hop?
I mean, yeah, you could lend that point. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people carrying a lot of weight. I think there's like the heavyweights that are like holding like 4 or 5 like heavy plates on each side. And there's those folks out here that, hitting the curl bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a lot of the artists that you just read off didn't really have to come up learning to really perform. You know what I mean? Learning how to really cut their teeth like that. So why would anybody get hyped up to go see such and such perform at Summer Jam along with a bunch of other artists that have that like sort of stage presence or anything like that? Like there isn't really much. I mean,
attraction.
I don't know. Like you tell me, Rosie. Like, is there anybody out there that you'd be like
Hyped to see?
hyped to see?
Yeah, DeVito there.
Trying to throw
What?
some bail.
You like DeVito?
No. I can't think of anybody that I'd be like, yo, I'm going to that.
I just think. How much longer do you think they're gonna do Summer Jam?
Bro, I don't know.
Until them lights cut off.
I haven't been in years.
Until them lights cut off. But there's a whole new crop of people who were like us when we were growing
I'm
up that
scared,
loved
yo.
them.
What are you scared about?
I'm scared, yo. Like I just
Why
got,
are
I
you
got a,
scared?
I got a sinking feeling about Hot 97, yo. Like I just got that
Why are you
sinking
projecting
feeling.
that?
But why are you scared?
Yeah, you're projecting that.
You don't see it? Like look out there. Like look at radio, look at music, look at hip hop.
So what do you think's gonna
Look at-
happen?
Yeah, so what you think is gonna happen to the Breakfast Club?
I mean, Breakfast Club is backed by Emmis. I mean, backed by iHeart. Like they have a machine behind them. You know,
Emmis is not a machine.
Even not like iHeart. You know, like
How do you know?
reading. Like, it's, like I don't know.
Research?
Like, what are you reading that makes you like? What are you
Like
reading
the
that?
Breakfast Club is simulcasted on dozens of other stations outside of New York City, whereas Hot 97, unless you're like listen to the podcast or streaming out there, you really only get it in New York City. And just the way that distribution works in a lot of media or just any sort of, you know, service or good, once something is a lot more easier accessible to you, that other thing kind of gets squeezed out.
So,
and
Ebro in the Morning is not syndicated.
no,
Nowhere.
I mean, no, it's not. Like, not that I know of. Edit. I know the Breakfast Club is
You know, I
syndicated.
know that.
I don't know, man. Like, yes, it does make me emotional because Hot 97 to me is where hip hop was born, right? Like, it's to me, that's where my first love of hip hop really stemmed from, was listening to that radio station. And like it wouldn't shock me if like in the next like couple of years, like
I don't think
it's happened before. Like
I think
K-Rock.
I think High 90.
Yo, remember K-Rock? You see, exactly. Like K-Rock used to be a massive rock and roll station in New York City, 92.3. It was probably just as big as Hot 97 at one point. Fucking gone now, you know, like because rock isn't as prevalent.
High 90 is not going nowhere.
Yeah, we
Oh,
really.
I wouldn't be so
I-
sure, man. It's happened before. I don't want it to happen. I'm just reading the tea leaves. I'm like, yo, if something really happened to Hot 97, like how would that, like that would.
I think time just caught up. That's it. Again, I think what's gonna happen is that it's obviously not gonna be just primarily a radio station. It's gonna be a general media hip hop platform that people utilize.
Right.
But that's the thing. So where do you feel like, let's say, okay, if this is the downfall of Hot 97, quote unquote.
Oh, that sounds dark.
I'm exaggerating.
Nah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
just
all
take
about
it
it.
back now.
Or
I'm saying it's okay.
it's not hidden as it used to, right?
No.
So, but now they weren't just a radio station; they were a platform that also hosted such events that are obviously not doing as well as before. Okay, so then what's the next step you take as a station like that? If not making
If
online
this shit happens, I'm
content,
blaming Kaz.
Yeah.
If this shit happens,
Same.
this is
Blaming
this-
Kaz,
this
like,
is your
We're
fault.
gonna bring up this clip.
Every time
Look at
something
the-
bad happens in the industry, niggas
Ebro's
always
gonna
look at
come
my
in here and be
direction.
like, oh,
Look, I'm
Every
just saying,
time
just
something
look at
happens,
the-
Lo's
niggas
gonna be
look,
like,
look,
they
niggas
gonna
look
look
at
at Lo,
me.
Lo's
I'm
gonna
like,
be
no,
like, Kaz.
it's that nigga fault.
No, I just want to be clear. I don't
It's
want
that nigga's
anything
fault.
bad to happen to Hot 97.
no, we know.
Yeah, we
I'm
know
just
that.
saying, look at the climate, bro. Like,
Yo, we don't look right.
look
here.
what's happening.
Look at us.
Huh?
We don't look right here.
It's too sexy in this room. It really is, yo. It's the,
We
it's
do not
it's
look
the
at
earth
us.
tone.
Look at
The earth, especially
why
low.
Lo's
Sticking out
fixing
like,
focus, damn it.
Yeah, like I don't. They just.
Sorry.
I don't know how that.
nah,
that-
Rosie just wanted this.
Rosie's just trying to avoid this now.
She's like trying to avoid this Hot 97 combo. Okay, all right, close to home. I'll stop. I got it. All right.
Thank you.
All right. What else we got?
Yeah, move along.
My bad, yo.
So
Damn.
not like
Bro,
us
don't
this
DM
week
me.
is actually number 2 on the billboards.
Okay.
Right. I really wanted to know what you guys feel like is the shelf life of this track, knowing that now it's been over 4 weeks of being in the top
Been a
10.
month.
Right.
Okay.
I personally, as a DJ, am already tired of the song. though I think it's amazing. It's a great song. Fire. Love what it does.
Yes.
Getting tired of it.
Los
Rosie
Angeles.
disagrees.
You was in the streets this weekend.
I love it.
How's
Once I hear
it
the
still?
beat drop, I'm like, ah. Dun, dun,
Have you ever
dun.
heard it like 4 times in one day?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
It doesn't sound enthused about that at all.
Yeah.
you're speaking from your DJ point
Yeah.
of view.
Yeah.
So that's different.
Yeah.
Right.
You speaking from
I-
a consumer.
Yeah. I get happy when I hear it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't,
It's not gonna happen right now, but in a few weeks, we have to have a discussion with our LA friends, bro.
About what?
They've been acting an ass about this. So,
Would you
like,
blame them?
like,
Don't tell them to
Look,
relax.
he's about to be like, all right.
It's not on your. It's not on your
Now
time.
Cats want to be like, it's not that fire.
It's not that-
no,
knock it
no,
off.
I'm not saying it's not
All
that
my
fire.
LA niggas, yo, I don't care
my
to
fault,
win.
My fault. I'm not trying to get extorted.
Do what you do. This is y'all record. This is y'all moment. Don't try to cap their moment.
I'm not trying to cap their
Yes, you
moment.
are. You
So
be
what
like,
are you trying to do?
What are you trying
I'm
to
just
do?
saying, LA folks
What were you
See,
about
like-
to say?
And
doing a lot with this.
If I was from LA, I'd be
I do the
doing
same
more.
thing.
Man, I seen that video.
You trying to downplay
You ain't
a
see that
moment,
video of
bro.
the strippers crip walking at the club?
It's LA fucking culture. Like, what do you expect?
Why you
I'm
mad?
not mad. I'm not
yo,
mad.
you hating, bro.
I'm just saying after this
No.
this dies down,
There's no time limit.
we're gonna have to have a conversation about
Well,
the
what's
way
this
What's the
conversation?
the way LA acted.
I hate when people
What's
do
this
that.
conversation gonna look
I hate
like?
when- I
Kat?
hate
The
when-
way LA acted when this record dropped.
What do
Like-
you
What's
the
expect them to
problem?
do? I
Shouldn't
don't
they be
understand.
acting
What's
like
the problem? You hate, yo. You hate. You
What's the
hating.
They were doing a lot,
You
yo.
hating.
It's a,
If New
it's
York
a
dropped the-
phenomenal-
If we had a record like that
Oh
out
my
here,
God! Nobody
You
can shut us up.
Oh, we'd be.
and you know what would happen 4 weeks in? Man, get that New York shit up, yo. After a while,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
rest
yeah.
of the
I
country
mean-
would be looking at New York as like,
Yeah.
God, get that shit off. Like, cut that shit off, bro.
I don't. I
But what
disagree.
was it? I feel like that happened recently.
What song?
what?
Like, it had
The
to be
Knicks,
like,
us with the Knicks in the semis and everything, like, we were acting dumb.
I mean,
Yeah, including you.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Including you. But did we tell you to knock that shit off?
which is
no.
funny
You're in New
because-
York.
Did we tell?
Yeah.
We didn't tell you to cut that shit out. We were like, all right, that's his moment. Kaz loves the Knicks. This is a great season for them.
Yeah.
Who am I to say, man, cut that all happy shit out?
I didn't say
Stop
cut that happy shit
dancing.
out. I did not say that.
Y'all doing too much.
I said-
no
I
one said y'all
clearly
was doing
said-
too much after every game that y'all won at the Garden. Y'all was
First
right,
off-
y'all was right
first
down
off,
the block.
We clearly
acting
know we were
fucking
doing
ass.
too much.
Right,
We
but no one
own
told
the
you-
fact that
but
we
no
were
one
doing
told
too
you-
much.
No one
Nut.
told you to wrap that shit up.
Listen,
They had to
listen.
shut down 34th Street.
Right. No one told you to wrap that shit up. We said, nah.
So why you trying to? Why you don't want LA to have
shit out,
fun,
bro?
If
They
you want
can't
to, if you want
walk.
to, if you want
They
to
can't
hear
dance.
exactly what I was saying, I didn't say cut that fun shit off. I said
what you're saying.
once this is done, we need to have a conversation
About what?
about how y'all LA motherfuckers was acting.
What's
sound-
wrong?
It
You sound jealous.
Jealous.
You sound bitter.
Yeah,
You
you a
sound
hater.
So
You want a moment
So
like
the
that.
week,
Nah.
Let me tell you,
He meant
the
the
week
Knicks
this
lost
joint
still.
dropped. Simba.
If the Knicks
Shout out to
the playoffs,
Simba.
you wouldn't be thinking about this shit.
Relax. So shout out to Simba. I love Simba. Simba's an incredible artist, bro. Why in the hell is Simba performing Not Like Us like it's his record
Bro, this
at a
is a
concert?
moment, bro.
Like,
If I was an
I'm
artist,
doing a lot.
if I was an artist from
That's what it
LA,
felt like, yo.
I'm doing it too.
Kaz, motherfuckers really don't like Drake, bro.
Oh, if there's anything we learned from this spring, the motherfuckers really do not like Drake.
Bruh.
Of course.
Oh, that's true.
But
All the DJs I know, like opening, like shout out to Yo Q.
Yeah.
He was playing for Pusha, like played Not Like Us, no hesitation.
golly.
Like it's happening. It's gonna keep going.
It's
But I'm
gonna-
also
it's-
still tired of this record.
so like
All right, so both y'all party poopers over there.
I'm not a party pooper.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Whoa,
Y'all
that's
can
it.
acknowledge.
I still
Y'all
play
can
it.
acknowledge like the wackiness. Like Simba. Why is Simba, like
wackiness,
Simba?
but, yo,
Simba's
you
gonna
mean the
look back at
what?
that video in a few months. Like, all right, that was kind of glazed a little bit. Like, come on, man.
We'll see.
It's not even his song. It is not his song.
He
It is
likes
not
it.
his
Y'all
song,
niggas.
dog.
You're a hater.
Dog,
You-
I'm
yeah, you
sorry.
coming off as a hater.
I'm sorry.
You coming off as
This
a
is
hater.
not hate at all.
It
I
is.
literally-
This is
I
pure
You're
hate.
literally
putting a
preface this.
time limit on
You're
this
hating.
record.
I didn't put a
because
time limit on it.
You're,
I did not put a
you said
time limit on
in a
it.
few weeks when
I
this
said
dies
once this
down,
dies down, we gotta
there
talk
is no
about it.
conversation to be had
All right.
off of a region of the world that loves one of their artists in one of the biggest beefs that we've ever seen.
Okay.
And they're standing behind their artists. They're rallying behind their artists. You can't get mad at the other artists rallying behind that nigga.
Nobody said you can't rally behind an artist.
And we're not gonna put a time stamp on it. We're
Performing
not
the
gonna have
song
so
like it's
what?
yours?
So
That's
what?
not OD. What are you
gotta
talking
believe.
about?
Why are you
It's like-
mad? Was the crowd mad?
All right, so
Was
if he
anybody
did that
else
karaoke-
mad
No,
other
At the
than you?
moment, at the moment, it was a fire moment. The crowd was into it. I was into it. I'm
Exactly.
watching.
Okay, so then what? Then
I'm
what?
saying in a few weeks we're gonna look back and be like, yo, that
No, we're
was
not.
crazy.
No, we're not.
dog.
Only you.
Only you.
It's gonna be Kaz by himself.
It's gonna be
in
Kaz
the
by
crib,
himself.
talking about some,
Man, this
you know
shit
what?
been.
That's like
was
if,
crazy.
if Snoop like performed "Hit 'Em Up." Like I get it, it's kind of weird.
Like, yo, now a little weird. I'm bugging.
Yeah.
You're
I'm a little
bugging.
bugging.
Yeah.
Like-
Kendrick hasn't even performed this record. I've seen more LA rappers
You sound like a
perform this
Yeah,
record
yeah.
than Kendrick.
you
actually
sound like
performed
a
the record.
3:15 a.m. Google search right now. Like,
Bia,
like
I
high
know where Bia
thoughts.
from.
Like, what are you talking
Bia
about?
trying to get her Kendrick on with the bootleg Kendrick flow with her Cardi diss record. Like it's just
Where was that? Hold on.
you didn't see this?
You think that was a bootleg Kendrick flow?
It was a
No,
little,
it was a similar.
It had a
beat to
similar
like
beat,
that.
yeah.
It was definitely
Not her
a Kendrick
flow.
swingman version.
She already has a different kind of like
Ah,
voice situation going on.
yo, Bia dope in so many aspects. That drill, that diss record,
It was trash.
boy,
It was boo.
put it back in the oven.
Aw, it wasn't good.
preview, damn it.
If you playing the song from the studio and it's not, it's like, yo, you are still there. You go back and tweak that joint. Couple two more
So
things.
you're right there.
I mean, I respect. First of all,
You've been hating a
in the
lot.
diss,
today.
in the diss, in the diss
You've been
rules.
hating a
Who pissed
lot.
in your
This
cereal
Rules
this
today.
morning?
I thought I was. the
Damn,
angry
I can't
one.
be honest now.
Who pissed in your
Honesty
cereal?
makes you a
Nah,
hater,
fuck
bro.
that.
That nigga said that. He said
Off
that shit
rip.
is trash.
Woke up
Off rip,
grumpy.
Bia.
Said niggas celebrating too much.
Now we
Damn,
can't have
bro.
fun.
No
Thanks,
fun.
Have fun.
Zero
No
fun.
context, no.
Don't even diss nobody back.
This no damn.
First off, I said I respect, I
I-97 about to
respect the
die.
speed. I respect the speed of. I'm sorry. All right. So when something happens, we're gonna be like, oh man, who didn't see
Summer
this?
Jam was whack.
Summer Jam was
Summer
whack.
Jam was
97
whack.
about to die.
Yep, stop me when I'm
I
telling
hate-
lies,
I
you know.
hate
They not like us.
Stop me when I'm telling lies, bro.
I
hate the way that she
Shaw for
rap.
talking
Stop me
that
when I'm
Monica.
telling
The
lies.
way she walk.
I hate that.
Stop me.
I
when
hate
I'm
people
telling
having
lies.
fun.
Like I said,
I hate the radio.
I hate the
I
radio
had no-
stations.
I gotta give it to Bia for
I hate canned
responding
water.
promptly.
Word.
You always get extra points for responding promptly. You
I'm
know?
trying to clean it up now.
But once it's out, we have full range to be as honest about this record. And if y'all two could look me in the eyes and tell me that record was fire, I will stand down.
It was a preview, Kaz. That can't be
If
enough.
If you could look me in the eyes and tell me that preview made you want to hear the rest of that song, I will stand down. Yo.
I thought it was cool.
I have no interest in listening to this.
Thank you, Rosie. Rosie's the only honest one on this damn show.
The only honest one?
I just-
Yeah.
I didn't. I have no
Yeah,
interest in listening to the rest of the
So I was
song.
gonna say, how do y'all feel about the Bia and Cardi beef? Like what?
I'm not taking that serious.
I
Why?
mean, it's the summer
rapping.
beef, so I guess we got to talk about it.
No, I mean, like, I get it, but it's just like, I don't know. One, I don't know where it stems from. So
It
that,
stems from Bia.
and I don't have
thinking
enough. Yeah. Go ahead.
Cardi was.
Or I had no
copying
idea
her
they was
more
beefing.
than one
Yeah.
time.
I don't think a lot of people did.
I
but
guess they said Cardi was biting Bia style. So
Yeah.
Cardi
I
got on
think that's what
Instagram
Bia was
Live.
insinuating that Cardi
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, and
And
Cardi
Cardi got
came
on
with
Instagram
all the
Live,
receipts.
was receipting, had the
phone call.
phone conversation
Yeah.
playing. I mean, hey, listen, Cardi is a performer, right? Like, I don't look at Cardi as like an MC, right? Like, we all know, like, Cardi has help writing and put songs together or whatever. So I don't ever really be like, you know, I don't put her in the bars conversation like I put her with other MCs, other
Yeah.
artists. Even though I love me some Cardi records. Cardi got one of my favorite albums ever made, Invasion of Privacy. Just bangers on bangers.
That's one of
And
your favorite albums ever made.
One of my favorite, without a doubt.
Wow.
Without a doubt. I think it's an incredible album. And I think it's only going to get appreciated more the less she puts out music. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just put that joint out and just let it cook.
Yeah.
I think she's even felt that pressure to even, like, you know,
She said she's not dropping no more music.
yeah, like you
Well,
can
she's
kind of
doing her features and all that, but she said she's not doing an album no more.
you could kind of tell like
That's okay.
there's a little
Yeah,
bit of that pressure to top that, and
That's a
she's
lot.
not trying to do it. It's a
to
lot,
deal with.
you know. So, but I guess Cardi and Bia are beefing, and I like the way Cardi deals with her issues,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Like
live.
she's an entertainer first, so she makes sure that we always get the content. Like if her and Offset beefing, we all gonna have a front row seat. If her and Meg beefing, or her and somebody else
sometimes it's like
Nicki beefing,
take us out the group chat.
we all gonna get a front row seat. You know what I mean?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Cardi don't ever. You never heard of the phrase "keep it in house"? Cardi's never heard of that. Cardi's like, we all gonna have a discussion about this.
That's why I said take us out the group chat. Like
Right.
every time something happens, we do not need to be in the group chat.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to hear the phone calls. I don't need to be on live addressing this, addressing that.
I kind of want to.
I'm just like the less I know, the better off I'll be because I don't. It leads us to having these kind of conversations where you're speaking on their personal
Well, I
shit.
want to take a side.
For what?
So I need, it's kind of like a court case. Like
We're too
I need all the evidence.
We're too consumed with a lot of shit that has nothing to do with us.
I mean,
It's
at this
entertainment.
point,
Social media.
it's
I
entertainment.
know. I know.
At this point, I'm
What can you
almost
do?
positive. Like every big record label got into a huddle in the beginning of the year. It's like, guys, come here.
Everybody beef.
Guys, we're not selling shit. Hot 97 is about to go under.
Oh my God.
Concerts are going down the drain. Nobody's selling nothing. We need all y'all motherfuckers to beef. That's the only reason why people pay attention.
Gather up.
Gather up. Just drop diss records about each other. We don't care. We'll just put everything out. Just do whatever we can to get people's attention, or else this thing is going kaput. Nobody cares about quality no more. Nobody cares how long you've worked on the album. You could work on the album for 4 years. We're only gonna listen to it for about 3 months, and then we're moving on. Like,
Basically.
we need y'all to beef, or else this thing is going in the tubes, and we're all going back to working at McDonald's. I'm positive every big record label had that conversation with all their top artists. It was like, go out there and diss that bitch.
That's what you think
right
happened?
now. Yes,
It's
absolutely.
only three niggas. It's only three niggas beefing.
Wait. There's
get
one
the
last one.
Let me get the list.
What?
There's one last beef we gotta talk about.
Motherfuckers
as well.
One last beef.
We got Cam and Ant.
Cam and Anthony Edwards. Hold on. All right. First off, that is not the only beef. Y'all keep talking because I had a whole list right here. Let me pull
You
it
have a
up.
whole list
Kendrick
of beef.
Drake.
Yes.
Why?
Just this
guys?
year.
Kendrick and Drake
I'm
beef.
telling you, 3 a.m. thoughts. High thoughts.
Kendrick and Drake beef. Cardi B and Bia.
Okay.
Lotto
Here we go.
and
Beefs that have emerged
Nikki and
in
everybody.
2024.
Nikki.
First of all, that list is crazy to have on your phone.
I have the
like
list.
that.
It was a
And
tweet.
bold.
It was a tweet from Trenches and City Updates. He only has 35 followers, so shout out to him. He's probably gonna get a lot more. Beefs that have emerged in 2024. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, Future, Metro Boomin, Ye, and The Weeknd, XO. Meg Thee Stallion versus Nicki Minaj. Bia versus Cardi B. Glorilla versus JT. The Game versus Rick Ross. Sukiana versus JT.
The
Chris
game versus
Brown.
Rick Ross is one-sided. Okay.
Chris Brown versus Rick Ross got on Instagram.
one-sided.
He did that. Chris Brown versus Quavo. Zayla Banks versus Doechii. Wale versus Meek Mill.
that-
Young Miami versus JT. Ice Spice versus Lotto. Soulja Boy versus Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. Lupe Fiasco versus Kid Cudi. That's all just this year.
That is just 6 months. That's only half of the year.
It's not even. It just turned June. It is
Half
barely
of
that.
that
year.
list is fucking social media banter. When I'm talking about beef, I'm talking about bar for bar, record for record, song for song, this, that, and the third. A lot of that shit is one-sided. That Game and Rick Ross shit is one-sided. That Rick Ross and Drake shit, well,
Wale
they
Meek
did.
was one sided.
Wale Meek was one-sided.
Yeah.
That didn't translate to record. So
Right.
all that shit was just somebody saying something.
But the rest of these were. I mean, Lupe and Kid Cudi. That wasn't.
Lupe and
no
that-
record.
no
dropped.
record, no
Yeah.
nothing dropped.
But
Social
everything
media
else here-
shit.
Ice Spice and Lotto. That was a back and forth.
That was actual. Those were records.
Soldier Boy and Metro Boomin.
That wasn't back and forth. No, I'm talking about records, not this getting on
That's just-
Instagram
okay,
live and
all right,
crashing
all right.
out.
Chris Brown and Quavo. That was
That
back,
was back
and
and
forth.
forth. Okay.
I don't listen to Sukiana. Anybody listen to Sukiana?
No.
You listen to Sukiana?
No.
No.
Cross
no?
that off.
Don't look over here.
No. Okay. Glorilla vs JT. Was that a
No
thing?
records.
No
Was that a
records.
thing? No records. No records. No
Cross
records.
that off.
Bia Cardi B. We got 2 records this week. Meg Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj. We got records beginning of the year.
Hiss.
Right. What was a horse? What was it called?
Hiss.
Hiss.
Yeah.
And what's the one Nicki dropped? Bigfoot. Littlefoot.
Oh, Big
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Forgot about that. That's crazy.
See. That was this year.
Forgot about
That was this year. And then obviously Drake, Kendrick, Ross, Weeknd,
Didn't hear
all
about
that type of stuff. I mean, a lot of beef records have dropped. It's not just social media. I mean, and I'm fair to say, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. Those disc records probably stream a lot better than whatever the hell else they've been putting out this year.
Hiss was like a top 10 or a top 10 record. Not Like Us was top 10 record.
Yep.
Euphoria,
Still
top 10
trending.
record. Family Matters, top 10 record. Meet the Grams wasn't. Yeah.
I love the Meet the Grams memes, by the way. Everybody's like, it's like, this record's top 10 in the country. What type of people listen to this record on their off time? And it's just like, just memes of people like in the dark by themselves. Like, Dear Aubrey. And then just like.
It gave, you know what it gave me? Stan vibes.
It does give me Stan vibes, yo.
What, Meet the
Stan
Grams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no.
I mean, you're writing a letter to people. So, you know, Stan was a letter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Meet the Grams is letters.
I'm thinking like
people.
aesthetically or like
No, no.
sonically.
I could
But yeah,
Like that
yeah.
Slim Shady record.
No.
Yo.
I
Not
like
to
that
be
song.
confused with Eminem. That was
You
Slim.
gonna sit here and tell me that shit was good?
It was not
Oh,
good.
You gonna look me in the face and tell me it was good?
It was entertaining.
Thank you. I was entertained by
It didn't have to be good.
Like, I never have to, I
it
never
doesn't
want to
have
listen
to
to
be
it
good.
again. But there was something
There's a lot
about,
of things that were so bad that have been very.
All right, we're going back to Uncorner real quick. Back to Uncorner.
Okay,
Back to
Uncorner.
Uncorner. There was something kind of refreshing about hearing the zany Eminem lead single beat.
That's Slim Shady, bro. It's
Slim
not
Shady.
Eminem.
Slim Shady. Sorry, you're
That
right.
plays
That's
an ode to
Slim.
Without Me. Like,
Yeah, like,
Maybe
I
I guess because maybe my interest with M has never really been high.
right.
Yeah,
Right,
you don't like
so-
Eminem.
I'm
A lot
not.
of people don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So that's
A lot
why.
of
So
people
I'm just listening to it with naked ears, right? And I'm just judging it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is not it.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Okay, I can see
judging
that.
He walked in as a hater.
No, I'm not. If I was gonna be a hater, I just wouldn't have listened to it.
But it's, you know, I guess
It's like
there's
Slim Shady.
I guess there was somebody out there that realizes that people that are like 30, 40 plus or whatever, they love redos. They love
Nostalgic.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
And seeing Eminem, they AI'd him into looking like 2002 Eminem, like with the blonde hair and like even like the bone structure was different. And then
Dre was in the video.
Dre's in the video,
Snoop's
Snoop's in the video. They're doing like shot for shot remakes of like all his like greatest music videos and stuff like that. And you know, you hear anytime Eminem's coming out with an album, he follows a very specific pattern, and it always leads with some like some zany ass like cartoon, lead single, like Real Slim Shady, Guess Who's Back, Without Me, My Name Is, like it's always just some like
I still like My Name Is though.
like it's always just some cartoonish ass single where he's like making fun of the pop starlet of the time and stuff like that. So
I can do without.
okay,
Shout out to M, but I can do without. And that'll be me.
no,
I like
just me.
Eminem.
nothing for M. I'm
That's
not.
just me.
I don't hate it. Like I'm not gonna like listen to it again on purpose. But like,
On purpose.
there's a part of me that's like happy to see Eminem rapping. Like there's a part of me that's happy to see like Eminem like active and like spending money on a music video and like Dre's in it and Snoop's in it and he's making fun of like famous people and like even like the Meg Thee Stallion line. It's like, all right, like clearly like this man like just lives in his like the Eminem lair in Detroit and just like Googles what's popular, like Meg Thee Stallion, put that in the bar, man, and then like just kind of sets it out. It's like I don't think he really meant anything like malicious by it, and it's almost at the point where it's like, yo, if Eminem makes fun of you in the song, it's like Saturday Night Live making fun of you. It's like it's just basically saying you're famous and you're gonna get talked about. Like it's not. I hope it doesn't turn. Well, probably already did turn into this, but it doesn't turn into like, oh my gosh, like we must protect Megan again. It's like I would hope we can like use a little bit of cognitive dissonance and being like, Eminem has literally done this his entire career, and it's never been anything serious. It's always just been his style. It's like, and even the song, it's about like, what would 2002 Eminem think of what's going on in 2024? So like he's rapping from the, the point of view of whatever. So it's like let's I understand Meg has been through a lot of shit and she's been protected, and the nigga who did it is in jail somewhere suffering, and we get that. Eminem throwing a little two-liner in there like he does with everybody, wouldn't be taking that serious, I don't think. So
It ain't for me.
yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
Thank you for the insight, Lo. Thank you for the insight.
You broke down every fucking thing, so there's nothing for me to say. It ain't for me.
All right.
That's it.
Well, I guess one last thing we want to talk about. Do we want to talk about Cam and Ant before we wrap up? Last thing, Cameron. Well, let's rewind that back. Anthony Edwards, we talked about the NBA Finals to start off the show.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves are beaten by the Dallas Mavericks. Ending a great season for Anthony Edwards, but coming up a little bit short. But Adidas, who have been killing it all season long when it comes to the promotion and the marketing of Anthony Edwards, had an ad ready the day after Ant was eliminated from the playoffs called Receipts, where he's just sitting there printing out receipts. The first one was from Carmelo Anthony. The next one was from Cam, from other people on social media, whatever. And basically it's Ant Edwards just getting shots up and saying that, hey, I'm keeping receipts on everybody's saying. And then, he said, Cam said, you don't got what it takes to be taken to be a superstar or whatever. And then Anthony Edwards goes, fuck, buddy. And then just keeps shooting the ball. Cam, in kind, responds on Instagram, says, love Ant-Man, all love to him, makes fun about the dude reading the receipts, call him a lesbian, whatever. And then, he followed it up this Monday on It Is What It Is in the Luka Doncic jersey and a freestyle.
Cam fashion.
Aimed at Anthony Edwards, but really aimed at Adidas, right? He said, I don't know if we got the verse or whatever like that, but he, in addition to throwing some jabs at Anthony Edwards, he starts reading off the list of the athletes from the Adidas curse, which, if you remember, really was a thing about 10 years ago. It seemed like everybody was getting hurt. Starting from Derrick Rose, James Harden, Kevin Ware thing. There was a whole thing where people were yo, don't wear no Adidas, mess your legs up or something. It seemed like all their marquee athletes had catastrophic knee injuries or something like that. So he brings that up and kind of gives Anthony Edwards a tuck on the chin. He's he's the talent. He's a young kid. I like him or whatever, but it's really Adidas. So now Cam is focusing all his efforts, in addition with Sebastian Telfair, who was another, Adidas prep star, in his day from Brooklyn, of course, to pretty much going at Adidas, saying all right, you want to do this? Let's have some fun. So I think that's really interesting, man, because there's a good chance we're gonna get a Cam and Kanye record out of this. All right,
that's what you took from all of this.
Yeah,
That's what.
Yeah,
that's where you went.
Yeah, what?
After saying all of that.
Baby.
I can't.
Your brain is.
All right, so what are your thoughts?
Your brain works very weird because I'm into it. I'm listening. You said we're gonna get a Cam and Kanye. I don't give a fuck about that.
All right, so first off, shout out Adidas. I love Adidas.
They think about the soundtrack before the documentary's even done.
Anyway. With my Nike shirt on, I'm saying shout out Adidas. They've been great this entire year with the whole Ant-Man campaign.
Yeah.
Even after the whole Kanye thing blew up, I've been saying it all season long. Anthony Edwards put Adidas on his back, when they needed him to. That not only got a fly sneaker, but they actually have a fly athlete that can literally carry the brand.
Yeah.
As a franchise athlete should be able to. And, now we're back here where Cam is mentioning the fallout with Kanye West, mentioning how they did Sebastian Telfair dirty, mentioning all of these, injuries from the Adidas curse and all that type of stuff. And then you got, Ant-Man who's in the center of it, so.
Well, he started it.
I mean.
He started it. Without that commercial, we don't get this.
Right.
Yeah, he called him a fuck buddy.
Fuck buddy. Yeah, that was kind of
yeah, he started
in an Adidas commercial.
But Cam also was he's 22 years old. He's supposed to have that, I'd be that way at the same age. Yeah, man, I get it, whatever. So that's why he didn't really go at Ant-Man like that. He was really trying to go at Adidas. And,
but this is Ant's fault.
I don't think it's Ant's fault.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it is. I think it's, okay.
You don't think it's
if he went to the finals, maybe that commercial doesn't come out, right? Whatever.
Okay,
but
that's my point. He started it.
Cam also had a Luka jersey on while he was rapping.
He did have a Luka jersey on while it was happening.
So Cam is I'm just responding. All right, you want to take it there? You want to do this? All right, like you said, let's have some fun.
I love it though.
It is entertaining.
And it's crazy because it's you.
But it's Cam, you could do so much more with your time.
Nah, I think it's a perfect use of his time because I think it's a perfect use of his time. Granted, see, See, I'm gonna think I'm being doom and gloom, but again, this all speaks to the health of hip hop right now, right? In the early days, this would have been put out on a freestyle. This would have put out on a mixtape. Somebody put it on digital. He put it out on his own platform, on his own YouTube. That's paid by Underdog Fantasy and all this type of stuff. And like now, he could put music out on his own sort of cadence instead of.
But it's still hip hop, and it's still people still gotta stream it and purchase it and buy it. So it's still the form of hip hop. So it's like.
But it's all going towards one. I mean, the health of it. Not saying like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying like it's just a different way of getting the product now. The consumer.
I think that's healthy within itself because it's like I don't have to go and search and try to find a place of where it's at. I know where it is. It's right there.
Yeah.
But then I think that's what you call healthy. Like they're providing us with just that thing where we know where it is and know how to get it, and they do it whenever they want. Instead of us listening to a label like, now you got to wait for this date or you got to clear that.
Yeah, and
I think that's healthy.
I think that infrastructure is kind of being broken down by a lot of folks. So we'll talk about more of that next week, man. Lo, to get your plugs in, man. What we got?
Rap Life, Apple, boom.
Nice. Rosie?
Work.
Nice. Kaz, you catch me Ring of Wrestling Show Monday, Thursday. You catch me WWE. This is awesome. And the Ultimate Show. You catch me Fanatic Sportsbook talking all things NBA Finals starting this Thursday. And that's it. So, like we always do with this time, people. Yeah. Oh, my fault. Subscribe to youtube.com/Kazeem. Go to wherever you stream podcasts. Say Less with Kaz, Low Key, and Rosie. Type it in. Find us. Shout out to all the new subscribers and people in the comments.
Thank
man.
you.
Like I love the new
support.
energy coming into the show. It's starting to culminate. I love it. Let's keep this thing going. Like we always do with this time, people. Stay free, stay safe, and always say less. Catch y'all next week, people. Have a good one.